Dear students, you have seen different properties of solids like electrical properties. Now, I'm going to explain today about the very important property of solids. It is magnetic properties or simply magnetic character. And the solids, they have magnetic character, and this magnetic character is attributed to, or magnetic character is due to the presence of unpaired electrons. This is very simple fundamental point, that when the electrons are unpaired or when the electrons are not paired, then the solid will be magnetic in nature, but the degree of magnetism differs from element to element, and it depends on the number of unpaired electrons present. And so basically it has been classified into following. First is paramagnetic solids. Simply they are also called as paramagnetics. Then second is ferromagnetic solids. Then third is antiferromagnetic. Fourth is ferriferromagnetic. And so these are very much important point: paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic, and ferro. Now the last is diamagnetic solid. So these are the four basic type of solids, and we will see one by one. Now I am going to explain about the paramagnetic solids or paramagnetics. So it is defined as the property of solids due to which they are able to exhibit magnetic character only in the presence of external magnetic field. So this is children very much important to know. When there is no external magnetic field, they will not exhibit magnetic character. It means they do not exhibit magnetic character in the absence of external magnetic field. So the presence of external magnetic field is necessary, and examples are oxygen gas. It is paramagnetic in nature. Then CO2 plus, then we have Fe3, and so there are many more. And the reason behind this reason is only one reason: they have a few unpaired electrons. A few means very less number, not more than 2. It means as soon as the external magnet is removed, they are unable to exhibit magnetic character. It means they behave as non-magnetic in the absence of external magnetic field. So this is very important point to note. Now this next magnetic character, it is diamagnetism, or such solids are said to be diamagnetics, and the property is said to be diamagnetism. And so it is defined as, it is the property of solids due to which they are non-magnetic. That is, no magnetic behavior is exhibited. They do not exhibit magnetic behavior or magnetic character. And then of course we have to know the region. So region is simple. They have they have paired electrons. Simple. The electrons are paired. Unlike what we have seen in this previous, that is paramagnetic or paramagnetic solids, they have unpaired electrons or single electrons, but they have paired electrons. And how? If there is the d orbital, you can take anything. So simply, children, you have to keep in mind the electrons are paired. No electrons are present which are single or unpaired. Examples are water, NaCl, benzene, etc. There are several examples. So diamagnetic. So diamagnetics are non-magnetic in nature, and this is the region. Now this is the third category, ferromagnetics or ferromagnetic solids. So they are the solids which are permanently magnetic in nature. So they are defined as the solids which are permanently magnetic in character. Now we see the region. What is the region? So region is very simple. They have large number of unpaired electrons. They have large number of unpaired electrons or single electrons. And how? Let this be the D member. So if the one has two electrons are paired, so they have like this single electrons. There can be two electrons, there can be three electrons, but not one electron. If there is one electron, so it will be it will be paramagnetic in nature. So all the permanent magnetic materials, you have to keep in mind, all the permanent magnetic materials, all the permanent magnetics, like iron, cobalt, nickel, so they all are permanently magnetic in nature, and even if the external magnetic field is removed, they are able to exhibit magnetic character. So this is about the ferromagnetic substances. Now next is antiferromagnetic or antiferromagnetic solid. So as name indicates, anti. So antiferro means just opposite of ferromagnetic solid. So they are defined as the solids which appears to be magnetic, they appear to be magnetic on the presence of or due to the presence of large number of unpaired electrons. This is very important point. They have large number of unpaired electrons. But why it is so? But all the electrons are oppositely aligned, means they are just oppositely placed, and the magnetic momentum produced by one is cancelled by other. And so region, electrons are oppositely aligned. See how if it is the valence shell, so if there is one electron having clockwise, other have anti-clockwise, one has clockwise, other has anti-clockwise, and so like this. The magnetic momentum produced by one, the magnetic momentum produced by this will be cancelled by this, produced by this will be cancelled by this. So what happens? The net magnetic character becomes zero. The net magnetic character becomes zero. Net magnetic character becomes zero, and so they are non-magnetic in nature. Example very limited. So MnO, it is this type of solid. Now this last, ferrimagnetic substances, ferrimagnetic solids or ferrimagnetic. So they are defined as the solids which have very little magnetic character. They have very little amount of magnetic character, and reason is they have less number of unpaired electrons. The electrons are less in number. The number of electrons are less. This is the reason. So basically they are permanently magnetic in nature, but the degree of magnetism is much less than that of the ferromagnetic substances. And see how, if there is the block diagram, and so if I draw here, so here let the electron be paired. So it is not necessary to draw the paired electron. So this is 1, this is 2. So this is the example of ferromagnetics, or you can say they are poorly magnetic in nature, but they are permanently magnetic. You can say they are permanently magnetic. They are permanently magnetic in nature. Now example Fe3O4. Fe3O4, it is basically what? It is FeO plus Fe2O3. So it is basically the combination of Fe2 and Fe3. And so this is about the magnetic character of solids. Now I am coming to a very important part about the region behind the magnetic character. So children, actually, the electrons, suppose there is the block and there are the electrons. So if it is, this is 1 and here it is this condition. Now electrons, they have clockwise rotation, they have anti-clockwise rotation. So here this single electron, it will have some magnetic character. It will rotate on its own axis and it will behave as tiny magnet. But here in this case, the magnetic momentum produced by this single electron, as it will rotate in anti-clockwise, so this will rotate in clockwise, so they will neutralize each other. So here the magnetic momentum, here it will be 0. Once again I am repeating that in the case of this single electron, the magnetic momentum will be something, its value will be some, and so it will have some magnetic character. In case of the electrons are paired, so the magnetic momentum produced by this one single electron, it will have no doubt some magnetic momentum, but it will created by this will be cancelled by this, as it will have this anti-clockwise, so it will have the clockwise, so they will cancel out each other, and so here the magnetic momentum is found to be zero. So this is the exact reason. And the magnetic domains, you almost knowing magnetic domains. So magnetic domains are due to the spinning of electrons. The electrons, they spin, and so as a result there is the magnetic character of the solids.